a case of beer, some barbecue. There's no doubt that I'm better than you. With these looks and these moves, you can't blame me for being so rude. The land of the red, white, and blue will be my home till the day I die. I'm every lady's fantasy. I'm the American guy. The trailer park is where I'm from. You better believe I have about 27 guns. Baseball games, pickup trucks. I'm leagues above you other dumb schmucks. I'm from where the women are hot and the Twinkies are deep fried. And every day I pledge allegiance to God and country. I'm the American guy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast, episode number 102. The podcast that never makes fun of you for not using the choice charts. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So excited to have everyone here tonight, everyone watching from around the world, listening in to the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast, the podcast that's just getting better and better and better and better each time we do it. We got a lot tonight, a lot. We're going to try and get through it relatively quickly so that I don't take up too much of your evening. We're waiting on one little piece of news that has not dropped yet, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it all. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast. My name's Grant. I'm so excited to have you here today. If you are watching along on the chat, either on YouTube or on Twitch, feel free to chime in, to chat as we go over this news. We have a lot of news to go over. A lot of news because this is sort of, this isn't the first episode of the podcast, but it's sort of the first official episode of the podcast where I actually sat down and planned some stuff out to talk to you about. So it's the first in that respect. So welcome. We've got a lot has happened, a lot of announcements that happened at GalactiCon, but also have happened since GalactiCon. And we're going to try and cover all of those tonight. I don't know how long this podcast is going to go, but we're going to get you some information. We're going to give you some information, probably information you already know, but we're going to discuss it. As I said, anytime you would like to chime in the comments, please feel free. I can pop them up on the screen and all that kind of good stuff. Before we get too far in, I want to thank our patron producers, our fantastic patron producers. Well, I want to thank all the patrons of Saturday Morning Media, but the patron producers get their name in the video, so there they are. They're awesome. If you love these videos, if you love this content, become a patron over at patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. And as always, follow GWF Promoter on all your favorite social media outlets, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Follow gwfpromoter.com. That's my own fed. You can also go to LOW, Legends of Wrestling Promoter.com, and that's my Legends fed. Both are hot right now. Hot and going, hot and moving. But we are here to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, the latest news. We have so much news, and news coming in all the time. I'm constantly refreshing FilsingerGames.com because hopefully by the end of this, we'll have timed this out right and we will get an announcement. But I don't know. It's not looking good. They're already over an hour late with when they usually post the announcement. So maybe it's coming later, coming tomorrow, whatever. But let's get going. Latest news. Coming in September, there are so many big sets coming in September. There's 3 big sets coming in December for all the product lines. And that's Champions of the Galaxy, Legends of Wrestling, and Indie Wrestling. And so we are going to talk about all those releases that are coming, what we know about them so far, what we don't know about them so far, and stuff like that. So let's get started, shall we? We'll start with some indie wrestling. Oh, that's not... What is happening there? That is huge and totally distorted. Hold on one second here, folks. Let me... there we go. Much better. Much better. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about some independent wrestling. Now, I will start right away by saying I don't really play the independent wrestling, but I will say right off the top of the bat that I don't know a lot of these names that have been introduced, but I'm going to report the news as I see it. Best of Indies Tag Teams 2020. That is the set that is coming out. It's going to feature 5 tag teams that are on top of the indie wrestling world from across various promotions. This set will feature 8 wrestlers getting their first ever Filsinger Games playing cards, along with 2 wrestler updates that better fit their new tag team personas. So there you go. That's so you get 10 new cards, independent wrestling, 5 new tag teams. So for I don't know what the tag team scene is like in indie wrestling, so because I don't play it. But there you go. So let's take a look at who has been announced so far in this game. We've got Aussie Open. Aussie Open has been announced. This is Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. Mark Davis was a famous Walt Disney Imagineer, but anyway, he spelled it differently. Aussie Open, they have been announced. They are coming to the indie wrestling game. So indie wrestling fans, you can check that out. That is going to be awesome. All these sets are set to ship in September. I would assume that pre-orders are going to start relatively soon, unless there's some COVID hijinks going on, but we're getting towards the last 10 days or so of August. So and I don't know if there's been an official announcement of when these are coming out. I would assume mid-month, because that's usually when they are. But anyway, there you go. Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. And then also announced Besties in the World. Besties in the World were announced. And that, of course, is Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett, if I'm saying that correctly. And hopefully I am. And there you go. Those are the 2 big names that were announced for the set so far. 2 teams announced for the set so far. Then you have Indies Prime, which will feature 3 new wrestlers to the game, all of whom have tag partners already in the game, to give promoters even more choices in beefing up their tag team divisions. And we've already had one announcement for that. And, sorry, there you go. There he is. Kevin Koo. Again, I don't know much about any of these wrestlers, but there you go. If you play indies, get excited, because you got a whole set of 10, a regular set of 10 cards, and then you've got 3 bonus cards if you're a member of Indies Prime. So there you go. That is the news for independent wrestling. We are moving on now to Champions of the Galaxy. Of course, the big news here is Champions of the Galaxy Tournament of Champions. According to the website, it will be an epic celebration of the 50th GWF Game Edition and will feature characters from all across GWF history. The set will feature some reimagined and recolorized artwork along with a brand new character. And actually, there's been some confusion about this, because it says, well, maybe not confusion, but it says along with a brand new character. But some of the postings for this have said 2 bonus cards. So maybe one is a brand new character. Maybe the brand new character is not even a bonus card. Maybe the 2 bonus cards are something else. I don't know. But there has been some... It just hasn't been clearly spelled out. But I'm sure it will be when the sets ship. Also included will be a special handbook that not only gives information on the characters, but will cover the history of the Champions of the Galaxy game. So we've had only one announcement so far of this. I mean, we kind of know. I mean, you kind of know. Like, Wolf is going to be in it. Will Wolf get new art, or will they reuse old art? Because at GalactiCon, Tom said that some of the art we have seen before. Some of the art will be new. So that'll be all interesting to see. I would have to think a 50th game edition, a celebration edition like this, you would have a new Wolf card. or a new Star Warrior or a new Thanos. But maybe perhaps they're just using the colorized versions. I don't know. We shall see. But there you go. Matador of M83 is the new one. This art by Daryl Banks. This was shown at GalactiCon. What do you think of this? What do you think? I love the artwork. I think the artwork is fantastic. I think the background is fantastic. The color scheme reminds me a little bit of I don't know. It reminds me of like an astronaut. Like it kind of looks like this is a suit, not as form-fitting, but this is a suit that they would wear on a trip to the space lab. But it's the artwork is fantastic. I just wouldn't have picked those colors. But what do I know? I'm not in charge. I know freaking nothing. So there you go. There is the new Matador M83 set, and I'm just realizing now. Yes, okay, all right. A little sneak preview there. The first card for Champions of the Galaxy Prime, which will feature 3 more cards in the ongoing. Now this is the interesting thing, because here's what the website announcement says. Champions of the Galaxy Prime. Now this is Promoter Prime we're talking about, where you get 3 cards every 4 months. Champions of the Galaxy Prime features 3 more cards in the ongoing Chronos series. But the first wrestler that was announced was Disciple of Terror. And the way that the description reads on the website, it's very much, Disciple of Terror is in Champions of the Galaxy. And the way the description reads, it's very much, they're talking about not a Chronos version of him. They're talking about him from Champions of the Galaxy. This artwork by Daryl Banks, fantastic. Daryl Banks is just, come on, is amazing. It's really, really great. I am interested to see what Tom did with the stats on this and how much of an improvement Disciple of Terror gets, because it's quoted on the website as being a monster update, but I don't. Does that mean he's going to be the main eventer? I don't know. I don't see that happening. But it'll be interesting to see what Tom has up his sleeve. I don't know. I'm super excited. But again, I don't know. The website says this is for the Chronos series. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Maybe there was some miscommunication there or something like that. But there you go. That is the only one announced so far. You have Matador of M83 and Disciple of Terror. It's funny because at the end of 2135, I had Disciple of Terror kind of go berserk a little bit. And now he just goes by the name Terror. And so this card might get a little use. I am not subscribed to Champions of the Galaxy Prime 3 because I don't play the Chronos series. I'm not a huge... I have a limited enough time to play regular Champions of the Galaxy and Legends. So, but I will have to swindle this card from somebody and get it. Because right now, out of the cards that are in Champions of the Galaxy Prime, this is the only one that I'm kind of interested in, and I'm still not 100% clear of whether or not it is a Champions of the Galaxy card or a Chronos card. So once that's cleared up, I will check it out. Moving on now to the main event, the big one. This is the big stuff here. Legends of Wrestling. Some fantastic... Now, of course, at GalactiCon... I almost said Galactical because I got that on the brain. But at GalactiCon, George Tragos and Lou Thez Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame set was announced. And we got a few of the names that were in it. But what is said about this set is that it is a new Legend set featuring members of the Hall of Fame located in Waterloo, Iowa. The set will include 10 cards and feature many brand new names to Legends of Wrestling, along with some Legends wrestlers appearing in color for the first time. And we've got 2 announcements so far in terms of names. The first one, this was announced at GalactiCon, is Jack Brisco and his brother Jerry Brisco are both going to be in there, but we have not seen the Jerry Brisco art yet. We've only seen, am I saying that right? Jack and Jerry? I think so. I'm not a huge I didn't watch them growing up, so I don't know. But anyway, Jack Brisco was the first name announced. Looks super awesome there, holding the championship. Looks great, fantastic. And then last week, the what was announced was Dan Severn. Dan Severn getting a color card. He of course was in the black and white Legends of Wrestling. So he is getting himself a color card. Looks good. Now there was some discussion, and I brought this up on the discussion. I kind of don't like. I like this logo, and I understand this logo, but you have a real picture behind a drawn picture. And in my mind, I think one way to totally... It just looks weird. It's like, wait, who's this guy peeking out from behind? And you can see there's another guy here, which I assume is George Tragos and Luthez. But you can see this guy peeking out from behind him. And it's like, well, who's this guy? Why is he on this card? And my thought on how to fix this, and it's a genius thought because I thought of it, is to have Werner redraw this part of the logo so it becomes in the same style as this, because otherwise, I don't know, to me it creates this visual clash. It's a little weird. It almost looks like, do you remember in Champions of the Galaxy there was a character named Symbiosis, not too many years ago, but Symbiosis, and he had a little guy, a little like symbiote or something on his back that would hop off. Okay, so this is Dan Severn's symbiote. There he is, right back there. Anyway, these two cards are coming. Very, very cool, very exciting for more announcements on the set. That's why I keep refreshing the website, because it is Friday night. They are over an hour and a half late from where they usually post the things. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I was just reading to see what if there's been any news, but there's not. We don't have a third name. We were supposed to get a third name tonight. So if that breaks before the end of the show, I will definitely I will let you know. Continuing on with Legends, Promoter Prime of Legends 3. Promoter Prime. Legends Prime will feature 3 new wrestlers to fill out your Legends roster. Now, we don't know any of those names yet, but what we heard was, I think it was Chad or Corey, I'm not 100% sure, gave a kind of a hint on the thing that it was somebody who was maybe not in the Hall of Fame, but did win an award. I forget exactly. I should have looked that up before we got here. So my guess is that one of the promoter primes will be B. Brian Blair, because we have Jim Brunzell, and it would be great to get B. Brian Blair. But I don't know. We will see. The promoter prime will ship with these games. So if you are a member of Promoter Prime and for any of these or all 3, because there's Promoter Prime for Legends, there's Promoter Prime for Indies, there's Promoter Prime for Champions of the Galaxy. If you are a member of Prime for all those will ship in September with these 3 sets. So once again, those 3 sets that are coming out is the Best of Indies Tag Teams 2020, the Champions of the Galaxy Tournament of Champions, and the George Tragos Luthez Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame set. So a lot of new blood coming in September. And then it's great because we've got new stuff coming out in December. So it'll be a short hop, skip, and a jump. These guys will get acclimated to your fed, and then you'll have new people coming in. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a look at all of that stuff right there. You know what? Oh, I forgot to put the here. Let me see if I can drag this in here. Now, I'm not going to be able to do it. I wanted to start doing with these podcasts, I want to do a question of the week. I have a question of the week, and I would love it if you, in the comments, whenever you listen to this, it could be you're listening to it live, it could be when you're not when you're listening to it later, it could be 5 years from now. I don't care. Just leave it in the comments. The question of the show is, what is your favorite card of all time? From Champions or Legends or both, whatever. What is your absolute favorite card of all time? I would love to know what it is. Comment it. Put it in the comments let me know what it is, and maybe I'll read a few of them on the next show. If you have a topic you would like to cover, leave it also in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and follow GWF Promoter on social media at GWF Promoter. You can subscribe here on YouTube, so you'll always be notified when these new videos come out. And that is going to do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. It's rock and roll. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission, and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and everywhere you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with Filsinger Games, and this episode is copyright 2020 Saturday Morning Media. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you to all our patrons. Once again, thank you to all of you. You are all awesome. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later.
The red, white, and blue will be my home till the day I die. I'm every lady's fantasy. I'm the American guy. The trailer